I mean, what a feather in the cap of George Payton in that regard.
Yeah.
Again, I think there's a reason why Nik Bonitto's contract is the last big one to get done. There's a reason why it's still hanging out there and hasn't been done, because it's the hardest one to get done.
You know what's so funny is we had this segment and we're like, what player is going to be the hardest to get done? What contract is going to be the hardest to get done?
Yep.
And I think that we both agreed that Courtland Sutton may have been the hardest one because he was into his second contract. You're trying to decide. Third contract.
Yes.
Oh, I'm
Yep.
sorry.
Yep.
Third contract for Mr. Sutton.
Crazy.
And that was the reason why we said this is going to be a harder one, because he's 30 years old. He's going into his third contract. What does that look like? We thought Nik Bonitto may be able to get his done kind of fast because he is young.
Yeah, and that's what I remember, talking to our guy, Mike Kliss, being like, hey, he's the priority. And I remember this is 3-4 months ago. It's like Nik Bonitto's deal and Zach Allen's deal, but more Nik Bonitto because it's his first contract beyond that rookie deal, where Sutton had already been paid. Zach Allen was brought here via free agency and got paid. But they're both of those guys, they're done and taken care of, and Bonitto still is not. But if and again, even with the incredible start on Saturday night, there's still context that he was going against the backups.
Yeah.
So it's like not that it's an unclear or muddied picture, but there's still context why the Broncos might want to see some more.
Okay, Zach, you're George Payton. Do you get this contract done now? And he my guessing is he wants to be close to being the highest paid pass rusher.
Dude,
close to it, at least.
Oh, man.
It's the market, right? Isn't that what Nik Bonitto said? Hey, it's the market's speaking.
Yeah.
It's talking to me.
But the market for pass rushers is not just speaking. It's screaming. These guys are getting $40 million per season.
I know.
I mean, that's insane, right? It's the TJ Watt. It's Mad Max. Oh, I said TJ Watt.
No, it's TJ.
TJ
Watt.
Excuse me. But it's TJ Watt. It's Mad Max. Soon to be maybe Micah Parsons. We'll see about that. But that number's so high. If you're the Broncos, you just can't write that blank check that Pat Surtain talked about on Bonitto's behalf to the Gazette, because he's not a $40 million player.
Well, why not? Why not? Because you're not just paying for him now. You're paying for what he's going to look like 2 years from now.
Sure.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm just asking, why not? Because to me, I would say you have to do it again in the regular season when you're going up against someone like Trent Williams, who is the starting left tackle for the San Francisco 49ers, who's a big man and has been playing for a very long time. You have to stay consistent. But this is great for us. It's great for Nik Bonitto to go out there the first preseason game and handle business. Show that, hey, I can dominate the twos. And if you give me a number one in front of me, I'm going to dominate him too, because I'm faster than everybody else.
Yeah. Now, there's still the play in that run stuff, though.
Yeah.
And so, that's part of the conversation. You just talked about Max Crosby in your own experience. There's no wiggle room with Crosby. It's he is a complete package.
Nightmares, man. I still have nightmares of that man.
So that guy's going to get paid $35 million a year. Myles Garrett, $40 million a year. TJ Watt, $41 million. If they're looking for that, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Maybe he's worth it.
Show me the money.
Maybe he's worth it, but I don't know. My guess is no, and he's probably somewhere in the Josh Hines Allen, Brian Burns variety, where you're talking about probably making high 20s. Karlaftis, he got his deal done. We used him as a recent comp, and he's $22 million a year. I don't know if that's going to cut it with the Bonitto number. I don't know if that's going to cut it anymore. It might be closer to 30, flirting with the Nick Bosas of the world.
It's going to be interesting.
Does it get done before the first game of the season?
This is a George guy. George wants to be right. George has taken care of all of his draft picks that deserve contracts. Yeah, you want to get ahead of this so that you can look like, hey, I just had another steal. Like we talk about with PS2 now. You got that contract done if you're George, and now what is he, the number 5 highest paid cornerback in the league, and he's the defensive player of the year?
Yeah, last year he was number 1. He reset the market. 300 days later, he's 5th.
So you're going to try to do the exact same thing with someone like Nik Bonitto, because he's not going to get paid as much as Micah Parsons. He hasn't been there long enough.
Yep.
He is not as consistent just yet.
Yep.
We don't know. So if you get something done, it's going to be on the cheaper side. Now, it's still going to be a lot of money. Give me his contract. But it's not going to be the TJ Watts that we talked about because of not stopping the run just yet.
Yeah.
And it showed, guys. It showed that Nik Bonitto still needs to stop the run. That's why the San Francisco 49ers were able to score a touchdown. And it's okay. You go back to the drawing board, you go back to practice, and you get better. But that's something that they may use against you.
Totally.
When it comes to contract talks and wanting to be one of the highest paid pass rushers in the league.
Totally. And I will continue to mention this because Cecil questioned me like, hey, how come, and when I say question like in a healthy way, like in a fun way, it's like, how come you, every time you talk about, who are we talking about at the time? We were talking about someone and I would just mention his agent and his agency and his agent's name. And he's like, how come when you talk about XYZ, you always, I'm like, because there's times.
No, it was Cortland.
It was Cortland.
It was Court.
Okay. So I'm like, there's times where, and I forget the agent's name now for Milk and Honey Sports. Because there's times where it's relevant who the agent is and who else the agent represents is relevant. And we talked about a potential couple examples of like Jonas Valanciunas, where it's like, yeah, you could play hardball with him. This is back when we didn't think he wanted to come over here and he was going to, stomp his feet and protest that he wanted a buyout.
He's balling a little bit over there. You see that?
Yes, yes. But it's like, well, then you realize that his agent represents half the Nuggets roster. And it's like, you may do something that you don't want to do because of the agent and you don't want to upset future conversations.
You don't want to fracture the relationship.
No, exactly. Especially in such a relationship, a business like the National Basketball Association, more relationship-based than any other professional sport. The underbelly of that sport is all agent relationships. But it's relevant. The name is Tory Dandy. His name's Tory Dandy from CAA Sports, and he represents Bonito and PS2. And we organically made our way through that conversation at that time. It's like, yeah, okay, like if the Broncos are really putting their foot down and Tory Dandy from CAA feels like that it's an unfair conversation, that you are not having it in good faith, well, guess what? I got your Defensive Player of the Year, who is the best player at his position but is now 5th. Yeah. We might need to have that conversation sooner than we're going to have it because you're not helping me with this conversation.
Yeah, you put a little threat out there like, hey, like don't start with me.
Yeah.
Because we will come back and you will have to pay PS2 a lot of money if you want to go that route.
Or sooner than you would want to. So something like that. And not saying that that's the way that it always happens, but it's relevant when you have two frontline players like this that share the same agent. And so, all right, 2 questions. One, does it break $30 million a year? And 2, does it get done before the first game of the year?
I believe it's going to break $30 million a year. Now, I don't know how much, maybe just a little bit over $30 million, who knows, but it will break $30 million a year because the market speaks for the players. And you're looking at Nik Bonitto of like, wow, he's getting better every single year. He's young, he's hungry, he can be one of the best in the league if he could continue to do what he's doing. But also you have to take care of the whole entire team, so you have to look at it like, what are we willing to give up for Nik Bonitto or give him, but make sure that our team is still well put together. So that's something that you have to talk about. But Nik Bonitto is going to get paid a lot of money, over $30 million, because of the position he's in. He's a pass rusher. And it will get done before the season starts. Because I said earlier, George wants to be right. You want to get this done. You don't want this to bleed in. And then what if Nik Bonitto has a game where he has 4 sacks? Because during that preseason game, it looked like he was going to have 4 or 5 sacks in a row.
And go back to the Kansas City game last year. It was the same thing where he got, I think, 1 or 2. He could have walked away with 4 or 5. Yes. And I remember putting that video together on Twitter with all the cut-ups. And it's like, now I will say this with Bonito. Like, we need to continue to watch it because he puts himself in a position to get a sack a lot. And more times than you would like, walks away without a sack. And I think a part of it is his gift that works against him. He is so fast that he has a tendency to sometimes overrun the player that he is pursuing because his engine is on 10. And so he just over pursues, and I know it's not the traditional.
But you know why he's doing that? He wants to get paid.
Of course.
Once he gets paid, he'll step back a little bit. He'll start being a little bit smarter with hey, let me stop the run.
Is what I'm saying making sense? He doesn't frame up the quarterback as much. He can oftentimes
he's taking
overrun
those
him.
shots. He's taking those shots. But a lot of times what I've heard in those meetings, because sometimes we're in those meetings, they want the defense ends to take the shot, just like a gunner. Right? If you're running down, take the first shot. You may not get that tackle, but you slow down that punt returner. In this case, you slow down the quarterback. You force him to make a bad decision. You force him to leak out of the pocket or go to the other side, and now someone like Jonathan Cooper is getting that sack. So I'm okay with him taking those shots because at some point they will hit. But I do agree with you. At some times with Nik Bonitto, he's so fast and he's trying to get to that quarterback that he overruns the play.
Right.
And that's where you go underneath. But this is why it's going to be important for him to play smart football and understand the down and distance. Understand when it's going to be a run and when you can pin your ears back and go get that quarterback for a sack. And that just takes time. It's all about the reps, Zach. He did not start the first 2 games of the year.
Right.
That's insane to think.
It is.
Now he's a full-time bona fide starter.
For the first time this year.
And he's going to get paid.
Yeah, it's crazy. His ascension is crazy. Now, Kyle Shanahan was fielding a question that involved Nik Bonitto, but it was also about his backup tackle, and this is what the exchange sounded like.
I mean, he did ruin that whole series. One was on our tight end going across the formation. He just played past all the way, so that wasn't on a tackle. But it was 3 plays in a row. The next 2 plays, we went on the quick counter, were lined up wrong, so he was able to jump the snap. So I thought that was a little tough for Spence. And then on the 3rd down, we had a bust by a player who was supposed to be outside presence on him. Spence was expecting a chip, so he just sitting there inside out, and there was no guy there. So Bonito's a hell of a player, so we knew that would be a challenge. But I thought those 3 plays in a row were a little unfair to Spence.
So obviously he's protecting his own player.
Yeah, damn, Spence is getting bailed out.
He's like, well, this one wasn't on Spence, and that one wasn't on Spence. This one.
Spence was doing what he can.
but you hear the respect though. It's we knew he was going to be a problem. Yeah, he wrecked that whole series. It's one thing to wreck a play, okay? And if you are in the National Football League, you are likely capable of wrecking a play at any given time, okay? Maybe it doesn't happen as often as you would like, but you get it. But if you're wrecking a series, that's different. That's Vaughn. That's Aaron Donald. That's Chris Jones. Like when you can wreck a series, and again,
well, think about this too. Wreck a series, everybody knows that you're the best one out there, so they're doubling you, they're chipping you, and yet you still get to the quarterback?
Great players do that.
You still get to the quarterback?
Great players do that.
300-pound guys double teaming you if you're Zach Allen?
Yep.
Come on.
And I remember watching in a different style of play, but I remember watching J.J. Watt be doubled, and it didn't matter. Grew up watching Bruce Smith.
Yeah.
Like you could double it. It didn't matter. Great players that end up in Canton and live forever, it doesn't matter.
I'll tell you this. Aaron Donald, and you remember Ndamukong Suh.
Of course. Another one. Just a problem.
2018, we're playing him. And Suh is the type of guy that if you don't mess with him, he kind of just goes through the motions until it's time to turn it up at the end of the game. Aaron Donald's going to go full speed no matter what. Well, we're doing well. We're staying with him. And this is the year that the Rams went to the Super Bowl. And we're hanging with them. And I remember Garrett Bowles, GB zone. He decided to clap back and say something to Suh. It was something along the lines of like, I thought you were better than this.
Uh-oh.
Connor McGovern. Remember the center?
The center, yeah.
We get into the huddle.
Connor McGovern.
We get into the huddle. And he's cussing Bowles out. I'm like, what's wrong? He said, dude, he just woke up the beast. Now you got Suh pacing back and forth. We're getting ready to run the ball. I'm like, come on, GB. Right at him, too. Sure enough, GB, he's on the tackle, so he wasn't the one that had to mess with him. That guard, I forgot who it was. I want to say maybe it was Elijah Wilkinson.
I remember that name as well. Goodness gracious.
He threw him like a rag doll.
Yeah.
Came and got me. And I remember that man laying on me. And he was like, tell Jared Bowles thank you. Tell him thank you because this is on him. This is what you get and
Wow.
what you guys get because he wants to open his mouth.
Yeah.
That's how dominant he is. And the reason why I'm bringing him up and it's a flashback is like those are the type of players that you have to double team. And yet you still double team them and they still make plays. Can Nik Bonitto be that guy?
Yep. You guys lost that Sunday 23-20.
Yeah, we did.
23-20 on that afternoon.
Demarius was still on that team. And it was a game-winning drive. Zach, I want to say we were going on a game-winning drive or close to it. Either Emmanuel or Demarius catches the touchdown. And then I think we end up losing by a field goal.
Yeah,
at the end there.
yeah, you did. You did 23-20 there. 3 different pass catchers that day had plays of 40 yards or longer. Emmanuel, rookie Cortland Sutton, and DT still had that juice going at that time.
Yeah, I probably had like 15 yards, Zach. Maybe less.
No, you had 18. You had 18, along with 8.
Thank you.
But you only got it 4 times, so you averaged 4.5 yards a carry.
Yeah, I was sitting there. It was cold. And they were like, hey, we're going to do a lot of passing today. So, all right.
All right. So that's the Bonito stuff. Good conversation. Really early flash. Wow, that was fun to watch. In terms of Bronco wide receivers, and maybe we can get to running backs if we have time here.
You don't like the running backs again.
Let's start with the running backs.
There we go. Finally.
Yeah, we can start with the running backs.
Finally. Look at you.
Who stood out? Who stood out?
Mr. Tyler Bidet.
Played great.
Played great. And what's the one thing I've been talking about, Zach? I'm not going to have you answer it because you don't listen to me. The one thing I talk about, Zach.
Not true.
The one thing I talk about is Tyler Bidet can run well inside.
Yep.
He might be one of the best inside runners that we have on this team right now. And that's not a hot take. He knows how to maneuver and get in and out of his cuts when somebody's right in front of him. Knows how to make moves within his body, but then has the speed and the burst to get out. He also does a great job of identifying blitzes. He also does a great job of blocking. He can catch out of the backfield. He's a guy that we've been talking about like, hey, be careful.
Yep.
If you're Jaleel McLaughlin, if you're Audric Esime, because he's right there. And not only is Tyler Bidet doing well when he's running the football and running hard, but special teams. He's out there on almost every single special teams, and he made a huge play that nobody is talking about. It was a punt return. Do you remember when that, I want to say number 86, he made a great cut, bounced it to the left side, and started to run? Well, if Tyler Bidet did not get there and push him out of bounds, that would have been a touchdown. Tyler Bidet is doing a great job special teams-wise in running the football.
Man.
And Sean likes him.
Right.
He's always bringing his name up.
Right. So he's checking boxes.
Yes, he's impressing me. And it's a guy that you may have no choice but to keep on this roster. If Tyler Bidet goes out there against the Arizona Cardinals and busts a couple long runs, maybe a 30, 40-yard touchdown to show his speed, continues to do well on special teams, Jaleel McLaughlin's going to have to watch out.
Man, oh man, oh man.
I'm just being real.
I love the special teams portion of it, Phil. I love the special because we know that breaks ties.
Yeah.
We know that breaks ties, and we have the evidence from practice where Bidet has played well. Sean Payton, not once but 2 times, bringing up Tyler Bidet's name unprompted, talking about him as a pass protector. We've pointed out the last 2.5 weeks, whenever it's been since camp started, about the personal protector component of Tyler Bidet.
You're a personal protector. You're going to stay on this team. You will make the 53-man roster if you can do that job.
Man, he played well. And I thought so did Blake Watson.
Mr. Watson.
Mr. Watson.
He's playing for his life.
And you can see it, though.
Yes.
He's playing desperate. He's running desperate. I thought he played well.
Well, people tend to forget. He made the 53-man roster. Mr. Blake Watson made the roster last year.
Yes, he did.
Is it another situation where he's on it again where it's like, hey, we can't let you go? If Mr. Blake Watson can put together a consistent 2 more games in the preseason, a consistent week or 2 weeks of practice, which he has been very consistent. Every time we talk about him and he's out there, he's making some kind of cut. Like Jaleel, but it's a little bit more like, oh, I feel it. I feel that speed. And then you go out there during a game, and show out. That's how you make this team.
I love it. And then, I'm going to, because nobody in this business will do it for us, give ourselves a baby pat on the back because we have been talking about the dynamic with Audric Esime since the 3rd day of training camp. Since the 3rd day at camp.
Yeah.
And you came on here and said what you said, and I know your eye has told a story. I know you're talking to maybe a source or two, and you come on here with conviction and you say what you said, and you get called a hater or this or that. But when you see it, now you guys know Audric Estime's standing with this football team is very low. It just is. I think that's closer to fact than opinion. And I know he did, had a nice run with about 5.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
He did.
You tip your cap to that, but at that point, you're going up against the fours.
Well, see, this is where, like, when you play the game, Zach, this is where you get mad if you're a running back. Receiver is fine because you make your own magic. But as a running back, you rely on your offensive line so much.
Sure.
And when you're going out there with the 3s and 4s, college players that are not going to make this team, I mean, his first carry, there were like 4 guys swarming him. How are you supposed to show the coaching staff or maybe 31 other teams out there that you can play football when once you get the football, everybody's in front of you? So I feel for those players when you have to go with the 3s and 4s. I used to say you're being set up to fail. And it sucks because you're all trying to make the team, but you know that it's bad when you're at the 3s and 4s as a running back.
Yeah.
And so for Estime, he's going to have to do more special team-wise. He's going to do something like Terrell Davis did, where you go out there on special teams and you knock somebody just out, where now they have no choice but to keep you. He's going to have to do something like that now, Zach.
Man, he's got a real uphill battle. He's got a real uphill battle in front of him. He just does. And, man, he fell out of favor quick. I mean, this time last year.
We were crazy, though.
Right. Well, and
crazy.
And this is why I said, like baby pat on the back. Like we were telling you guys for 2.5 weeks outside of that, I think the first day when the pads came on where he ran someone over.
Yeah.
And even in that moment, Malcolm Roach said, well, he's been here for a couple of years. He finally decides to run someone over. Now, he did run someone over in the game. And we got to give him credit for that. But the carry distribution speaks for itself. And the order of carry distribution. And when you're getting your carries, it speaks for itself. He's going to have to really play above the X's and O's to make this football team. And I would say it's a lot more likely that he doesn't. And we're already one game in the books. There's only 2 left.
Yeah.
Like he is not going to have a lot of time.
No, well, you have one more week of full practice. That does matter.
Sure.
After this week is done, then you go into that last preseason game. I don't know what Sean's going to do if he's going to start his starters against the Saints or if he's going to rest them, get ready for the season. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see with that third one.
Yeah, usually that's when you know like who's making the team and who's not, who's on the bubble. And Audric Estime is fighting for his spot on this team, and hopefully, if it's not here, 31 other teams that need a young running back. And there's a lot of vets that's going down. Actually, my boy Royce Freeman got a call from Miami to go out there and work out.
Is that right?
Yes, because Alexander Madison broke his neck. So there's so many different things that happen to you or have to happen to you for you to get on a team. So Audric Estime needs to prove to 31 other teams that he belongs in the league, and he'll get that opportunity.
All right, here is Sean Payton talking about evaluating Audric Estime, Blake Watson, and Tyler Bidet.
Same thing. If I went through each one of them, they have some strengths. They do different things. The running style of Audric is a little bit more forward, a little heavier. Bidet is someone who gives you some versatility and protection. And I think Blake, you got a little bit of home run speed. It's early still. And the key for us is, and I'm just talking about those 3, and the key for us is to make sure that, Jaleel, all of those guys are getting enough reps where it can help us in the end.
So
Tyler Bidet and that protection.
Yeah. Again.
Listen, it's the little things, guys. It's the little details. Protection is everything. Everybody wants to get on Bo, Zach, about him throwing it to the ground and getting a safety. That wasn't on Bo. That was not on Bo. We can explain. We can talk about it whenever you do.
Okay, well, we'll get back to that play. I do want to talk about that play.
Put a pin in that one.
We'll put a pin in that one.
Put my belt out. Get my belt out. That was